Hello friends, in today's video we'll be talking about one-dimensional array in C++. Now first question comes to our mind is what is the need of an array? Suppose we have declared one variable named as value and its value is 10. So when we write like this, one memory location will be allocated to this particular variable and the value of that memory location will be 10. In the same program, if I write value equals to 20. So now what will happen? The previous value was 10. Now that value is been overwritten by 20. Means at the same memory location, value is changed from 10 to 20. The conclusion here is a particular memory location or a particular variable can able to hold only single value at a time. It cannot able to hold more than one value. Now it's fine. But again another problem comes to our mind that what if I want to store more number of values. More number of values means suppose for an example we need to store the result of the whole class. Now one student is going to give the exam of 5 to 6 subjects. So we have 60 such students. So we need to save around 300 to 360 different marks. So are we going to declare variable like this? Integer a1, a2, a3, a4, a5, a6 and likewise. Is it a feasible way? No, definitely it is not a feasible way. Otherwise our most of the time is wasted in declaring a variable. So the solution is array. So what do you mean by array then? So array is a collection of more than one values of same type. Here two terms are very important. One is collection of more than one values and second is it is of same type. Now we say how we can able to declare an array. So syntax here is we must have data type, then we have array name and into square bracket we are going to specify the size, that how many elements we are requiring or we want in a particular array. So example is integer a of 5. It means I have declared integer array. Means that all the element will occupy only integer value. Now array is, the name of the array is a and the size I have specified here is 5. Means when this statement get executes, there will be 5 memory blocks allocated and the name of that memory blocks will be generated automatically by the system. The array name is a since we have declared a here and index starts from 0, then a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, a of 4 and likewise. All these memory locations must be in sequential order. Sequential order means suppose the first memory location starts at 1010 and since this is of integer type it will occupy 2 bytes. So the next memory location will be 1012, next memory location will be 1014, next memory location is 1016 and 1018. What is the interpretation of this statement that integer a of 5? So we can say that this array can able to contain 5 values, but all these values must be of integer type. Now starting index of an array is always 0 and the ending index of an array is always size minus 1. So here you can see since we have declared a of 5, array starts with a of 0 and ends at a of size which is 5 here, 5 minus 1 is 4. So a of 4. We take another example that suppose I am declaring one float array of 7 elements. Now there will be 7 memory blocks allocated. Here we can see and the name will start from b of 0 to b of 6. It is b of 0 means starting index and b of size minus 1. You can also see the memory location since this is a float type. Float type means it will occupy 4 bytes. Each memory location of 4 bytes will be allocated. So here the first is 1010, 1014, 1018, 1022, 1026, and likewise all memory blocks must be in sequential order. Now this is an array of 7 elements, but all these elements can able to store only float values. Now we try to understand that how to scan and print an array. So we take example that integer a of 5. This is the declaration I have made. So I have declared an array containing 5 different elements. So now I need to take or I need to scan 5 different values from user. Now this is same type of operation, or we can say the same operation we are going to repeat for 5 times. So whenever we are interested in repeating the same operation, we need to use the loop. So here also we will be using loop. We need to remember that whenever array we are going to use, we need to use loop for manipulating the array. Means if we are expecting to get the value, we need to use loop. Suppose I am going to print the values of array, I need to use loop. Suppose I want to manipulate, I need to calculate something in array, it is required to be use a loop. So when I declare an array, the memory 5 different memory blocks will be created, and we know that the name will be a of 0 to a of 4. Now how to perform the operation of scanning? The syntax is, we will be declaring one variable named as integer I, or any other name can be fruitful here, but this I is my loop control variable, because using this I will be able to handle the loop. Now I will be initialized to the starting index and I ends at ending index, and I will be incremented. Now here in the body part we are supposed to repeat the operation which we are going to perform many times. So here we are interested in taking the value from user, that can be possible with the help of extraction operator. So here we have written extraction operator, then the name of array into square bracket we will be writing the loop control variable. The example is, I have declared one variable which is I. Now I equals to starting index. Starting index here you can see in array starts with 0 and ends at 4. So I equals to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus, and now I am taking the value of array. So cin, which is here extraction operator, array name, and into square bracket we will be writing loop control variable. Now initially the value of I is 0. So here a of 0. So when the first value entered by user, suppose user entered 10, then that will be stored in a of 0. Now I will be incremented, user is going to enter suppose 20, then 20 will be stored in a of 1. Now I is again incremented. Now the third value, suppose it is 30, will be stored in a of 2, likewise 40 and 50. At last the value of I will be 5, and 5 less than equals to 4 is condition false, it will come out of the loop, and in this manner we can able to get the values of all 5 elements of an array. Now if we are interested in printing the array, the same sort of things are going to be performed, only the difference is in place of extraction operator we will be writing insertion operator, so that it can able to print the answer or print the value of an array on the screen. Now we try to understand the same concept with the help of program. So let's take one example. Here I have written a program of making sum of array elements. So for that what I have done, I have declared one integer array, integer a of 5. I have declared variables. Now we know the syntax that it should be initialized to starting index which is 0 and the ending index is 4. So if I want to use ending index, I will be writing I less than or equals to 4. Here I have written I less than 5, which is the same. Now I am taking the value from user cin, array name is a, and in square bracket I will be writing loop control variable. Now these particular statements will be executed for 5 times, so that I can able to enter 5 different values. Now Again I have written the for loop. Why? Because I need to manipulate the array element, means I need to make the sum of each array element. Each array element means I am having 5 elements, so that I need to perform the summation operation 5 times. So that I have written that statement in the for loop, and for loop gets executed for 5 different times. Now I execute this program so we can able to understand what is the output. I am entering 5 different values, and here you can see, we can able to see the output. It is 1 2 3 4 5 and sum of array element is 15. So this is how we can able to perform operation on one dimensional array. If you have any doubt regarding this concept, you can write me on shikshansetu@gmail.com. If you like this, please press the like button and subscribe this channel. Thank you.